Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Miss Carranza and Mr. Grice's Algebra 2 class. Today we are continuing section 1.7 notes. We are going to be going over identifying terms, coefficients, constants in algebraic expressions, and to simplify algebraic expressions. Okay? Remember, these were all of the notes that we took yesterday. And now today, we're going to be going over what terms, coefficients, and constants are. Now, a term. Terms are separated by positive or negative signs. Now, before we go and look at the terms, what I want us to do is go through and do the click, just so we can see which ones are positives and what are negatives. Now, our terms for this are the 8x cubed, the negative 5x squared, 2 over 7x, and the 4. Now, a coefficient is a number multiplied in front of the variable. So my coefficient for 8x cubed is the 8. My coefficient for the next one is the negative 5. Coefficient, okay? Now, the last thing we need to go over is a constant. A constant is a number without a visible variable. Well, the first three all have variables in it, so we don't have to worry about it. So our constant is that last term. All right, let's look at 5, where it says to identify the terms, coefficients, and constant in the following expression. So we have 4x squared y plus 8 plus y over 9 minus 7xy minus 12x. If you want to go through and do your click so you can see which ones are positives and which ones are negatives. Now the only one that's a little tricky, y over 9. Y over 9 is the same thing as 1/9 y. So there's your little hint. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video, try to figure out the terms, coefficients, and the constant, and I will have the answers up in just a second. And there you go. How'd you guys do? Hopefully it was good. Now, let's move on to like terms. Like terms must have the same variable and the same exponent. Okay? Key thing, and it's got to be both the variable and the exponent. Now, we're going to go through some examples. I'm just going to go through the right column. So we'll be going through all of those guys going down. So let's zoom in so we can see a little bit. Now, we're going to be using the distributive property. Distribute whatever's outside. Negative 8 times negative 5 gives us positive 40x. Negative 8 times negative 1 gives us positive 8. And that negative 9 was just outside, so we don't do anything with that. Now, finding like terms, the same variable and the same exponent. And we're going to combine those. So 40 minus 9 gives us 31x. We did not do anything to the 8. Those are different, so we can't combine them. Let's look at D. D, I'm going to do the click on this back side just so I can see that that's a -2 we're distributing. We have two distributions right there. We get 8y plus 36, and we're distributing the -2, and you get -2v plus 6. I'm sorry, that's not supposed to be y, that's supposed to be v. Okay, so let's find like terms. The v's are the same, and our constants are the same. After you combine those, you're going to get 6v, there's the bell, plus 42. All right, now let's start working with some fractions. Now, first thing we're going to do is we have to distribute, and this time we are distributing the fraction. So the 3n comes down. We're going to do our 1/2 times 3/2 plus 1/2 times 9/5. And that's 3/2n. Sorry about that, guys. I'm all sorts of forgetful today. Why aren't you yelling at me? So let's take a look at our first fraction. We are multiplying, so we can go straight across. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. N plus 1 times 9 is 9. 2 times 5 is 10. Now, what are like terms? Same variable, same exponent. That's what those guys are. So I need to find the LCD. Here's our side work of 4, and that's 3/1. Oh, 4 is going to be the LCD. So 3/4 equals 3/4. We don't have to change that. 3/1 to a 4, multiply by 4, and you get your number. So what we are really adding here is 12/4n plus 3/4n plus 9/10. After you combine the like terms, we get 15/4n plus 9/10. Now, we do not combine those two numbers because they are different terms, okay? One has a variable, the other one doesn't. So that's it. Okay. Fractions, I know, or fractions, decimals. You guys are so excited to work on this problem. So, click so you know what's negative. We are going to be distributing the 3.8. Let's get started. So we have 9.4 plus, and we have to do, here's my side work, 3.8 times 2, 7.6m, and then we have to do 3.8 times 5, which gives us 19, and that's going to be a -19 because the 3.8 is negative. Okay, now let's start to find our like terms. I see a 9.4, negative 19 into 0.6, along with the 7.6 and the 1.9. So off to the side, 7.6 plus 1.9, we get 9.5 m. And, oh, I made a mistake, guys. Why aren't any of you yelling at me? That's supposed to be a negative 7.6. So we are not adding there. We have to subtract. Oh, and that's 1.9. Okay, so borrow. We get the 7. That's a 6. So 5.7 m. And now with all of our decimals, we're going to do 19 minus 9.4 because it's negative. -9.6, but then you have to, let's see, that's a negative 9.6. And then add the 0.6, and you get 9 plus 9. And that's your final answer. Sorry for all the confusion. Now, I would like you guys to try those other ones by yourself. Go ahead and pause the video, and the answers will be up in just a second. And there you go. So, if you have any questions or need any help, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. All right? Thanks for watching, guys.